So guys, if you have watched my previous video, you might understand a little bit on flow of nodes works on Fusion in DaVinci Resolve 18. We are now going to make some basic Fusion composition here, and let's begin. So right now we are on our edit page and we are trying to create a Fusion clip. So what we're gonna do here is go to the media pool and we are going to right click on an empty space and hit new fusion composition, and we can rename it to whatever we want. So I'm just going to name it now. Okay, and hit create. Now we got a new fusion composition on the media pool. All we have to do now is drag from the media pool to the edit timeline. Okay, so now we can extend and shorten our timeline. Okay, so let's just make it this length right here. Now we are going to select that clip and we are going to click on Fusion. So now we are on the Fusion interface and we don't have anything here because we created a new Fusion composition. On the right side is the right viewer screen right here, and on the left side is the left viewer screen. This is where you can see what right now is blank because nothing is connected to the media out. So let's begin. Now over here we have all the nodes, as the DaVinci call it, also known as tools. Okay, these are the most common used tools. And if you want to select more tools or more nodes, you simply hit Shift and spacebar, and it gives you the option to select more tools or nodes. Okay, so let's hit cancel and go back to our workspace. So now I am going to drag down the background node, and the default color from the background is black. So right now I'm going to select the left viewer as my background so you can see what I'm doing. As you can see, now it's black. And if you want to change the background, you simply come to the inspector on the right side and go to color and click the color and switch it to whatever color you want. Okay, so let me make it a bit white, brown, and make it a bit grayish. Let's make it this color. Okay, so this is what I chose, this color right here. Okay, so on the media out, like we spoke about on our previous video, this is the final product. So the media out is right here and it's not showing on the right screen because it's not connected. So to solve that problem, we just have to drag from the output, drag it to the media out. And now it is going to show on the media out screen. Okay, so now we have formed the basis to work on our nodes. Okay, so right now I am going to add a text node. So I'm going to drag a text node to the workspace. The next thing we want to do is to add merge node. So the merge node is right here. If you hover your mouse over this sign right here, it tells you the name of the node. Okay, so we bring it down here. Okay, so now in order to add the merge, we have to use this background line. This is the background line, and how we know that it's a background line is the background line is yellow. Also, if you hover your cursor on it, it tells you it's the background line. Okay, and we connect it to the merge, and we continue with the line from the output back to the media out. Okay, but there is an easier way to add the merge, which I'm going to be showing you later on. But for right now, I'm doing it this way to show you the flow of the lines. Okay, so now we can add the text node to the foreground. Okay, boom. We don't have anything here because we don't have anything typed at the text space. There's nothing there, so we don't have anything showing. So right now, let's type in something. I'm gonna type in slow teacher. Slow. Now you can see it on the screen. As you can see, the color is too close to the background, so I'm gonna add. I'm gonna leave the color as white still, but I'm gonna add a little shade to it. So on the inspector, we go to shading and we go to the second element, and we are going to enable the outlines. It's showing red, but let me go with black. By the way, you can go with any color that you want. So I'm going with black. Okay, that still look decent, but still has a little bit work. So we are going to go to our third element, which is shadow, and enable shadow. Now this make it pop up a little bit more. We're gonna enable that, and you can play with the positions of the shadow, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is right now. So let's go back to our workspace. Okay, so now we are back to our workspace. I like to arrange it this way so that way you know what you're doing and it's easier to track what you are doing. So right now, let's say we want to add a second background to the slow teacher, but we want to make it like a rectangle background just behind our letter. Okay, we don't want a full background, we just want a background only covering the text. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so we are going to go back to the background node, bring it down here, but also we are going to be working with the effect connection, which is the blue line. This is when you hover over it, it tells you effect max. Okay, so whatever you connect to the effect max is only going to affect that particular node and nothing else. So since we want a rectangular background that's only going to cover a specific area, we are going to go ahead and go to a rectangle and drag that node over here and connect that node to the effects background. As you can see, it's not showing on the final outlet, which is the media out, because it's not connected to the line yet. Okay, but we can select the background and hit one to make it come out on the left screen. So when you hit one, you can see what is on the node that you selected, because you always want to review what you selected. So when you hit one, it comes out at the left side. If you hit two, it's going to come out at the right side. I like to always keep two at the media out so that way I could always see what I'm doing as my final product. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the rectangle and just make it this. Just make it how we want it. You could edit the rectangle on the left side or on the right side. So let's go ahead, edit it right here. Make it this size. All right, so let's make it this way. Okay, let's go back to the inspector, and I like my corners a little bit rounder, so I'll make it that way. Okay, and okay, so guys, this is also another way that you can add the merge node. Sometimes DaVinci makes it easier for you to work with nodes, or just in general, it makes it easier for you to always find a shortcut. Okay, so if you want to merge it to these lines, you also want to make sure it's behind this text. You don't want to merge it at the front, because if you do that, you're not going to see their text. So we're going to merge it behind the text. So we go to the outlet, drag the outlet from background to the background one outlet. Now it creates a merge for you, so you don't have to do it manually. So as you can see, that's what happens. creates a rectangular background on the screen. You can go ahead and change the color at the background if you wish. Let me change the color to this color right here. So you could always play with the colors and look for what you want. Okay, let me leave this color right here. So that's how you could use the Vet Max and also how to use the background and foreground. Okay, see the text in the foreground, the background becomes the foreground. Reverse. Okay, so let's do something else with this. Okay, so now the background is cool, but let's say I want to make it a bit cooler, just make it a bit more popping. So what I'm going to do now is also get another background node. This time instead of rectangle, I'm going to use eclipse, which is a circular node. So I'm going to select the background 3 and I'm going to hit 1 so that way the background on the left side. As you can see, I have not connected the effect yet, so this is all you're gonna see, just the background. So now when you connect the eclipse to the effect, look at what happens. It turns it into a circle. It's still not connected to the output, the media output. So the way you could do that is like I did before, drag this from the background 3 output and put it at the background 1 output because I want it behind this background 2 and the text. So now it's behind those 3 layers. But this is not the look that I'm looking for. So we are going to make some changes at the inspector. So now we are going to go to the inspector side on the right side and we are going to play with the buttons a little bit. Okay, so now the first thing I want to do is to invert these color to the outside. I do not want the color, the black color on the circle. I want the black color outside the circle. So what you do is hit the invert and it does exactly that. And I'm going to make the edges soft all the way and I'm going to bring down the levels to the way that I like and I'm going to expand the borders a little bit. And yeah, this is what I want. So as you can see, the background becomes a little bit more interesting. I see a lot of this graphic on videos, a lot on YouTube. It's a cool way to make your color a bit vibrant. So as you can see, this is a little bit of how you could use nodes on Fusion. Let me just do one animation that's going to give you an idea on how to use animation. So if you want to animate the text, there are several ways you could do this. There's a lot of ways you could animate the text. Because right now, this whole diamond, it all represent animation. Let me give you an example on how you could use animation. So let's go to text. Okay. Now let's pick one of these diamonds. Let's use right on. Right on. Okay, that's an animation. Okay, so right now we are going to go to the let's go to the 1 second after the video start, which is right here, and we are going to animate from 1 second to the 4 seconds. So this is how you do it. With animation, it's important to establish your starting point and ending point. That's basically how your animations are going to work. So what we're gonna do is we want our text to start right here as invisible and become invisible at let's say 5 seconds. Okay, so the longer you make it, the slower or faster it gets. The shorter, the faster, the longer, the slower. So let's make it 5 seconds. So we're gonna start with the first second. So What we're gonna do is bring this down to, as you can see, when you bring that down, the letters disappear as you bring this down on right on. Okay, so we're gonna bring it to 0 and we're going to animate because that's how we want to start. So we hit the diamond. As we hit the diamond, we bring this indicator. You could see that white line on the first second appear. That shows you the animation have started. So we take this to the 5 second timeline and we increase this back to 100% visible. And when you move that, you can see the white line indicator that shows you where the animation starts and ends. So when you move this timeline from 1, it's empty, and as you go towards the 5th second, it shows. So let's play it and see how it comes out. Okay, so that's the basis of animation. Select your starting point and you select your ending point. That's how the animation works. If this video has helped you, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll be making more videos demonstrating how to make more animations.